Good love and longevity can sometimes be hard to come by in life, unless you visit a particular diner in Cheat Lake. There's no shortage of either here, especially in one small wooden table for two. That's where you'll find Jimmy Pugh. Many here call him Uncle Jimmy. The retired coal miner turns 104 years young in February. You could say he's their #1 fan.
Couldn't be better.
He comes here 3 or 4 times a week. This seat has been his since the diner opened in 1958. Many times, his meal's on the house.
I never make it to here without somebody putting an order in for Jim. They buy it.
Jane Denardi is the manager. Her grandparents, Ruby and Ketchy, opened the diner across the street from the old Morgantown Speedway. Jimmy tells stories to anyone who will lend an ear about her grandfather.
It just kind of wrenches my heart when he talks about Grandpa. But he tells the customers, and they enjoy it so much, and a legacy that goes clear back to 1958 is hard to come by.
As for the food here, well, it's so tasty it was recently named by the Food Network as the best diner in West Virginia. Jane calls these some of the best pancakes around, perfect for a nice cheers on a tasty Tuesday. Take a pass at the Western omelet made with 6 eggs. It's one of their best sellers and served all day. They're also known in these parts for their roast beef sandwich with mashed potatoes and gravy. If you're bold, you can get it. It's a double-decker. And don't forget dessert. Judy Kennison has baked here for 40 years.
These take her a couple hours, you can imagine.
The customers keep her coming back here, especially one.
I give him a hug, Jimmy, only.
While there's no shortage of love or longevity in this diner, the only thing it really lacks is a dish Jimmy doesn't find tasty.
It's got a good taste to it. You know, it don't matter what you're eating.
There's a southern sizzle in this kitchen just outside of Fairmont. And despite what you see on the outside, on the inside here, you'll find a menu that would sizzle just as loudly in any Louisiana town. Welcome to Backwoods at the Belmont. Yes, there's a restaurant here, and this fold-up sign is about the only identifier you'll find outside.
You wouldn't think this was even in this location. Like when you'd walk up and look at this place, like where is the restaurant at? But when you walk in, it's like, whoa.
Michael Core is the general manager and head chef. Every day he finds himself experimenting with new recipes, including his favorites that come straight from a New Orleans kitchen, even though he's never visited the Big Easy.
I like flavor, you know, and anything with Cajun, you're going to have that spice, that heat, that flavor, the taste of it is just amazing.
The jambalaya is one of the signature dishes here. It's a taste of Louisiana and New Orleans right here in the backwoods of Fairmont. Don't expect this to be a quick pit stop. It's been hailed as one of the area's best date night destinations. Exactly the atmosphere they're trying to create.
We want this to be the best experience you have possible when you come out to dinner. You know, we don't want the basic sit down, get you out of here. We want you to sit down, relax, and enjoy your time here.
This cozy Cajun experience has been tucked away for more than 2 years now, serving up everything from that jambalaya to gumbo and this New Orleans-style muffaletta sandwich. They'll travel to as far as Pittsburgh to get some of their ingredients, all of it made fresh daily. And don't leave here without having dessert. Give their pumpkin pie a try during this Thanksgiving season, or take a dive into their cheesecake, made in-house by their pastry chef Sarah with her secret recipe. And while it's no secret what's on the inside here, there aren't any plans to change the low-key look of the outside. It's just their style.
Kind of like this hidden destination, you know? One of these little food finds that you don't see all the time, you know?
For 5 News, I'm Josh Croup, keeping you connected on this tasty Tuesday in Marion County. There are no shortage of eggs cracking or crepe toppings in this Weston kitchen. As for a breakfast option open daily, including on the weekends in this city, there was a shortage. Well, not anymore. The West Fork Eatery opened in downtown earlier this month. It's located on 2nd Street, just blocks away from the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, Weston's most famous attraction. Anna Cardelli is the owner. She moved to Weston a year ago from Colorado.
Obviously, I saw a need for it. We don't have anything here open on the weekends, really, so definitely need a breakfast place and something with good food in Weston. So this particular restaurant in this location, because it was the right time, right place, so Weston's got a lot of good stuff going on.
It's not just breakfast items here either. Open from 8 to 4 every day, the West Fork Eatery also has a wide variety available for lunch, including sandwiches, soups, and salads. But one of its signature dishes requires a little babysitting.
And this is the Dutch baby.
Yes, a Dutch baby. Essentially, a German pancake. We'll let Chef Chris explain.
Flour, eggs, sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and you whisk it about 30 beats, and then you'll put it in the pie pan and put it in there for about 15 minutes, and it'll raise like a souffle, and then you have a Dutch bacon.
Topped with a few lemon wedges, and you have a sweet and fulfilling breakfast. Oh, and as for that creative sign outside.
My 12-year-old actually wrote it on her, she drew it on her iPhone, so, and I took the image and took it to a local metal worker, and we worked together to come up with the sign. It's just, we thought it was cute and clever.
A cute and clever addition to the outside.
I want it to brown just enough.
With creative culinary creations on the inside. For 5 News, I'm Josh Croup, keeping you connected on this tasty Tuesday in Lewis County. A West Virginia summer day at the lake. It doesn't get much more pure and peaceful. This is the view overlooking Tygart Lake State Park from the new restaurant calling the park home. Welcome to the Lodge. Visitors to the state park have had a place to eat for several years, but the former restaurant that occupied this space was contracted out. Now, the Lodge is operated by West Virginia State Parks.
I think it's a very important game changer.
Melissa Stanley is the front of house manager at the restaurant and has worked with different groups who operated it in the past. She says since State Parks started controlling operations when it opened July 8th, the quality of food is better. And hospitality has been a top focus for staff as they serve visitors from here and around the world.
Happy birthday to you! I've had people from Australia here recently, Canada, and it's just neat to meet people and them telling you a little bit about themselves.
The new outdoor patio has been popular with guests, especially on the weekends, when you'll find live music here Sunday afternoons. Guests can also call and order food from their boats. The daily specials here range from spaghetti on Mondays to fish and chips on Fridays to breakfast and lunch buffets on Sundays. But their most popular and signature dish is this authentic crab cake sandwich, paired with a side of fries and some bruschetta as your appetizer, and of course, this view of almost heaven. That's just about as close to glory as you'll find in these parts. Whether you're making a weekend trip to the state park or just spending an afternoon here, the Lodge offers a place to let loose. Let time pass and treat yourself to a view and taste that's pure and peaceful. For 5 News, I'm Josh Croup, keeping you connected on this tasty Tuesday in Taylor County. Here in the kitchen of Sam's Pizza in Buchanan, it looks like business as usual. But on this tasty Tuesday, it was anything but a normal day, as was evident from this police escort pulling into the restaurant's parking lot. Out of the escort stepped Hazel Davidson, 2 days removed from her 101st birthday.
I've been a good citizen. I didn't think the police would have to come.
The lifelong Buchanan native thought she was just being treated to a birthday lunch at one of her longtime favorite restaurants. But in a life that's full of surprises,
Biggest surprise I ever had.
little did she know the police escort was just the start.
Happy birthday to you!
Because what birthday is complete without a cake? Meanwhile, back in the kitchen, the staff is putting finishing touches on what they do best here.
Yeah, we are definitely honored and blessed to have her.
All while the birthday girl took it all in and shared her secret to longevity.
Well, if there's any secret at all, I was raised in a good Christian home, and my parents lived to be 90. My mother was 90. My dad was 87.
Now, for the main course.
We have made you a special pizza just for you. It's 101.
While she enjoyed her birthday feast, it was obvious Miss Hazel was the main attraction, but that didn't stop her from occasionally deflecting that attention.
Of course I'm proud of you, and I thank you.
Thank you. Happy birthday again. That's awesome. How are you?
Then the final gift of the afternoon, presented by the mayor, declaring this day Hazel Davidson Day in the city.
This 13th day of August, 2019.
If I was a fainting person, I'd pass out.
Plus, a key to the city, typically reserved for the Strawberry Festival queens.
I think I went to the first one.
And amongst all the fanfare,
I have to ask a blessing before I eat. Bless this food to its intended use. We ask in Jesus' name.
for 5 News, I'm Josh Croup.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Keeping you connected on this tasty Tuesday and Hazel Davidson Day in Upshur County.